The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
Media Mash time right here from the Star in Frisco. Hi, everybody. I'm Newy Scruggs along with my man, Bobby Belt, 105.3, the Fan Cowboy Insider. We've got Jean-Jacques Taylor, former Cowboy beat writer and the author here. As we begin this show, playing in the background here is NFL Network, and they've got the Houston Texans and Seattle Seahawks Monday night game on for last night. And I just see the Houston Texans and quarterback CJ Stroud, and you just makes you realize, hey, baby, this league can turn in a minute, because after his rookie season, it looked like this guy, it was a star. The star was high, like RG3 rookies, stars. Now you're looking at, what happened?
He's odd too, because like RG3, I think a lot of people felt like, all right, I can see the come down. Like certain quarterbacks you see, and you're like, I can envision a scenario where they take a step back. Stroud was not that guy. The first year you saw Stroud play, it was like, well, this just only looks to be going up.
Well, look, this is an interesting thing about the league, and I bring that up talking about C.J. Stroud. They thought they had the answer. They don't. And over here with the Dallas Cowboys, north of 45, their quarterback is getting it done. And, Bobby, you take a lot of phone calls and a lot of texts over that 105.3 The Fan. And there's a whole bunch of Dak haters out there,
Yeah.
the people who are consistently upset. That group is pretty quiet right now because Rain Dakota Prescott is playing at another level.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you have from a Dak critic right now is, well, tell me in January. Come talk to me in January.
Or who they beat that one.
Yeah, you'll get that one too. But also, come talk to me in January when the playoffs matter. That's when he's going to crumble. That's the kind of stuff that you're getting right now. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say anything negative about the way he's playing football right now, because he's playing it at such a high level, and in a way that is masking some other issues. Like, for instance, the pass protection has not been perfect for them. And in previous years, Dak's probably getting sacked 5-6 more times this season than he has been already. So, I mean, you're seeing him perform it at such a high elite mental processing level that, it's able to cover over a lot of other people's shortcomings. And that's what makes this offense so dangerous right now.
And what he doesn't process, he's running away from. Like, even the other day, on the 3rd and 7, he runs, makes a guy miss, runs over another guy, gets the 7 yards for a first down, and sets up the Ferguson touchdown when they go to the hurry up. You hadn't seen that lately, bro.
One thing I can also say that I think is being overlooked and not talked about enough is the center. Cooper Beebe's not there. Brock Hoffman is a nice player, but Cooper Beebe's window is starting to open up here, and getting back a starting center along with an offensive line that's pretty much been compromised since after the first game. To be able to do this is something that is not talked about enough, because obviously people don't pay attention to the offensive line play as much as we do because we cover it.
Yeah.
But it matters in this league. And when he can get back the full set of offensive linemen, I'll be very curious to see what it is they can do.
I had somebody around the league tell me once, they said, we have more in terms of the necessary number that you need. That they said, we have more quarterbacks in the NFL than we do offensive linemen. In terms of just, if you need one and a backup, we can fill those holes around the league easier than we can fill 5 starting offensive linemen and 3 to 4 backups, because it's just such a talent-starved position. You got a lot of guys out there who are just kind of thrown out there. That's what was so... And it feels like it feels like an oversell to use this word, but that's what was so amazing about what they did a couple weeks ago with 4 backup offensive linemen walking in there, and the fact that they continue to manage things. I mean, Dak's getting sacked at the lowest rate of his career right now without really having played with his offensive line the entire season.
Now check it out though. What have we often said about sacks? They're really a
quarterback stat. Yeah, who's getting rid of the ball? Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
He's now. Okay, if it's not there, I'll check it down. I can move. I can get rid of it. And so I think that plays a role into why he's not getting sacked as much.
Yeah.
You look at...
He's in the matrix, baby.
So you look at quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in their careers. It got to a point in time where these guys just wouldn't let you get to them. Yeah, I'll throw it right in the ground. I'm going to throw it over. I mean, they were hard to get to. They were hard to get to, and Dak Prescott is there right now. And also give the play caller Brian Schottenheimer credit, because these two are on the same page of what needs to get done. And Schotty when he took the job, said, we're going to run the football. And they're running the football. You look at what they did against Washington. It was very even run-pass ratio. I go back to when Tony Romo had I thought, his best year with the Cowboys, and that was when DeMarco Murray was the NFL Offensive Player of the Year because they were able to get a pass run ratio that worked because anytime Tony was throwing the ball 40, 50 times, it just wasn't good. That's really almost any quarterback in this league.
Really.
In this league. You just don't want him throwing the ball that high that in terms of that many times because you're going to make a mistake along the way.
And then their ability to run the ball has done what? It's made the red zone offense so much more effective because not only can you run it in, now all your play actions work, which means Jake Ferguson is scoring touchdowns at a rapid rate.
Well, you saw what Carolina did. So Carolina just brought the safety down. And, now with CeeDee Lamb back in there, you couldn't do what Carolina did the week before. And it opens up so much. And we saw Javonte Williams have a much better game.
Yeah, you also I think you played better in the Carolina beat you up.
Yes,
on the interior, they were. That was a team that was ready to come in there and punch you in the mouth, and they didn't respond the right way. And that physicality really was tough for them. But we talked about it earlier today on the station. We were going over the subject of like what Stephen Jones says that there's another level the offense can reach. And it's like, okay, well, what can they do better? And when you start looking at it, other than the pass protection, which you feel like will come around when some of these injuries clean up, then you're really looking at, can I get Jaden Blue to be a nice change of pace back to complement Javonte Williams? Can I lessen some penalties? Can I start hitting seam routes to tight ends? It's stuff that feels very narrow and almost nitpicky at times because they are just playing as a unit so well.
Can your tight ends hold some blocks better?
Yeah, that's a big thing. Tight ends blocking better. And again, Dak, one of his favorite throws his entire career has been the seam throw to the tight end. And that's one of the ones that he's been really good at. They threw it a ton out here during the offseason and during training camp. And then what you're getting is once the season is hit is there have been 5 or 6 times where they've tried to hit it and it's just been a little off or somebody hasn't finished the play. They finally hit one against Carolina with Ferg for the touchdown. But for the most part, that's one of those things that they're still working on. But again, that feels like something that has been such muscle memory for Dak in the past that you're like, well, that's going to come around at some point. And you feel like Jaden Blue's going to start contributing at a higher level at some point. It feels really difficult to stop this offense right now.
So when we talk about Jaden Blue, the rookie from Texas, I have to remind fans, it's a different level. And not to say that Jaden Blue by any means can't adjust to it, but there's a learning curve for some people. Some folks it's not. I mean, Javonte is really playing at a high level. And then some people think, oh, especially because their numbers are so close to 22, 23, and 33. Like, it's going to be a learning curve for him here, and it may take a little bit. I still think the player's a good player, and they made a good pick. But when Javonte comes out, and he comes in right now, it's a little bit of a difference between he and Miles Sanders. And it's just experience.
But a learning curve should be, to me, on, pass protection and stuff like that. But running back's the most instinctive position in the game. You could put I remember this, man, back to my kids' flag football days. They having them first day of tryouts, and everybody's doing their thing. You go, oh, there's a quarterback because that dude can throw the ball. And about 5 players later, oh, there's a running back because he got a fluidity to him. And running backs are just natural. That's why you can see freshman running backs play on the varsity. That's why you can see freshman running backs show up in college. And that's why you can see rookie running backs who are badasses show up in the NFL. Now, some guys might have a learning curve, but
Jerry Rice had a learning curve. Troy Polamalu had a learning curve. They learned, and if you're a good player, you'll learn.
I said running backs. I didn't say them other because running back is just everybody knows
it's the easiest position
when
to
you
go
play
from,
throw up tackle. There's always one cat up there that you can't never tackle, and it don't matter when you start playing. That's all I'm saying. For running backs, it's instinctive. In other spots, I get you.
I will say there's the stuff that's more than just instinct that maybe you got to learn a little bit. When opening night, when Miles Sanders breaks off that big run where he got tackled short and then he fumbled a couple plays later, that's a good example of a veteran knowing how to set up the block and how to run behind it and run with patience and then hit the hole. Jaden Blue probably gets tackled for a 2-yard gain on that play, even though he's a faster player.
I'm with you on that.
I also think one of the other things that people got to remember, and I like the Jaden Blue pick. Jaden Blue was a 5th-round pick. Jaden Blue was a running back at the University of Texas who never won the job at Texas. Jaden Blue was a running back who had fumbling problems there and also had some times where he had to fall into a rhythm. So, I mean, this is – I think it's important that –
round pick.
Yeah, that people put some context behind a 5th-round pick who was splitting carries at Texas and didn't even own the job there. And so there's going to be a little bit of like, all right, we're trying to develop a guy here.
Because let me tell y'all, I have zero – and it doesn't matter what year you draft him. I have zero expectations for anybody taking after the 4th round.
We know.
They are whatever they are.
I know. You've said it many times.
And I'm keep saying this.
Say that to Jay Ratliff.
Hey, that don't mean you can't be a bad dude. It just means I have no expectations for you.
Which I think is fair. I think it's fair.
I got expectations for 1st and 2nd round picks. Like Marshawn Nealon, where you at, dog? Like 2nd round picks, I got expectations.
Yeah.
After the 5th round, I don't. 1st through 4, I have a level of expectation. Where you at?
Sam Williams?
Sam Williams, where you at, dog?
Yeah.
Well, with flags thrown, that's usually behind him.
Nealon, I'll say, you mentioned Nealon there. Nealon has been one that I think has been disappointing for them because they feel like not only did he have a positive offseason, but he came into the year healthy. He was somebody that they felt like was developing some of the tools they wanted to see. First game against Philly, he was arguably your best defensive lineman. And so it was like a nice way to start it off. And you're like, all right, we got something here. And then ever since then, it's not clicked. It's not been the same guy. And I don't know what it is that's going to make that click for them.
No, and see, I ain't asking for you to be that dude. I just be like, can you be James Houston? Can you flash? Can you make a play here or there?
Give me something.
Yeah, let me say, oh, okay, there you are.
Yeah.
Once again, I go back into this thought process that sometimes we can overrate some of these dudes, or we're thinking maybe because they're a 2nd round pick, they're this or that. I mean, maybe just not that good.
Now see,
Sam Williams, maybe Sam's just not that good. We thought he would. It happens throughout the league, man.
I agree with you, but I disagree at the same time. And here's what I mean. Mm-hmm. I don't overrate them. You drafted them. You drafted them to say they should do this based off of where we drafted them.
Right.
And so when they don't perform to the level of their draft pedigree, that's on the coaches, the scouts, and all of them. That ain't on me.
There's also not, and it's not just a problem here in Dallas. You're starting to see it more of a problem around the NFL. But there's also become an issue of guys coming back at all positions from ACL tears, and they're not quite the same the first year. And
about that.
Yeah, I mean, last year, DeMarvion Overshown, before he tore it again, DeMarvion Overshown was one of the exceptions where it's like, oh, he's coming back. He's looking really, really good. Diggs had trouble coming back from it. Gallup, Steele. This is Sam Williams is coming back off of the same injury. That's an injury that I think sometimes you are still getting used to trusting that knee again and the comfort and playing at that speed again. And I do wonder if just there's a little bit of that at play for Sam Williams.
That's why I think it's ridiculous that people think, including the owner, oh, Agent Zero's coming back. Overshown's coming back in 3 weeks. Wow, our defense is getting a lot of help. I don't think so. Not me. I hope he does because he was an exciting, terrific player. But I ain't expecting him to do nothing.
What does the owner sell?
I know he sells hopium. That's why I just told you I wasn't buying it. But that dude ain't had no training camp. That dude ain't practiced.
Well, if I'm selling you hopium, I'm not talking about all that. I'm selling you hope.
What did Clowney say? When Clowney came back, oh, he might start this week. And we all sat around here, most of us like, that dude ain't had no training camp. It's going to probably take him at least 3 or 4 weeks to get his legs up on him.
Right.
So where'd he go? He showed up for the first time the other day on a regular basis. Why? Because he had been here about a month. So when Overshown get here and play about a month, would be about game 17 before he
aren't you a jovial man?
I'll say,
I tell you, boy.
2 repaired knees and no training camp might still be better than some of the linebacker play they've gotten.
Okay, that's a skin is fat. That's a skin is fat.
No, I don't. I'm just saying.
That smile says that you do.
If you want to talk about something,
JACK.
If you want to talk about honestly where he'd be valuable right away is
coaching.
When they talk about the communication and everything, honestly, when they talk about the communication and directing traffic and telling guys you need to be here, DeMarvion Overshown can walk right in and do that. And even if you're limited, you're talking about somebody who still may keep everybody on task. That's the biggest hope I think for him right out of the gate.
All right, JJ.
Guys don't know where they're supposed to line up.
We're going to take a break because you're such on the positive tip right now.
Stop me when I've lied.
Positive you know what? I won't. Okay. I won't. We're just going to go to break.
Okay.
When we come back, Bobby's going to tell us everything that Gerald Wayne Jones said on his radio show today, The Bobby Show. 105.3 The Fan. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/cowboys.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. That, along with all our other favorite Tyson Foods products, sure make game day special. Score some delicious Tyson Cowboys Nuggets and become a game day star, just like our Cowboys. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
Cowboys fans, SeatGeek is the only primary ticketing partner of America's team and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Cowboys games or to any other live event in DFW, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. SeatGeek.
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has like all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16. It is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Back to Media Mash.
The countdown to game day starts with Rally Days presented by SeatGeek. Enjoy performances from Cat Hasty and other local artists. Get a behind-the-scenes look at AT&T Stadium. Meet Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and alumni more. Get your tickets for the next Rally Day on November 2nd at attstadium.com/Rally Days. You're in the Media Mash here from the Star in Frisco. You got Jacques Taylor, former Cowboy beat writer and author, and you got Bobby Belt of 105.3 The Fan. You still doing stuff for NFL Network?
No, not this season.
Okay.
Can I say something, man?
Go ahead. Make it positive.
I like the Stormtrooper uniforms the other day.
They look good. Now I will say, I'm not gonna say anything about the sun, but when I was watching the all 22 back of when the sun was bouncing off those, that white was shimmering,
icy.
It looked like the Lord was returning. It was just this glow.
That's a nice look, man.
It is a good look.
Nice look.
Is it magnificent? Whatever. Okay. Whatever it is. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, Dak is really good too.
Dak is good. Dak, he's so positive, positive.
Okay.
We got people actually watching the show. Melissa's out here watching the show. I'm like, thank you very much. We got people watching the show.
Oh, hey,
yes.
Melissa.
Yes. This guy runs a wellness clinic, trying to get some free treatments. Bobby Belt.
Yes, sir.
You were talking with Gerald Wayne Jones.
Today.
105.3 The Fan, home of the Cowboys.
Yes.
On your show. Well, actually, it was somebody else's show. You just barged in there. But, hey,
it happens sometimes, man.
Yeah, I squatted. Squatter's rights, baby. I jumped in there.
Because Jerry missed your show.
Exactly.
So you decided to hang around.
Yeah.
And just
get off like that.
Just get on and, yeah. Okay, so Jerry spoke about the trade deadline.
Yes, he did. And you know how there are times where you can ask Jerry a question and Jerry knows exactly what he wants to say, and he'll set it out for you, and it's clear. Like, okay, he's thought about this. He knew exactly how he wanted to word it and approach it, and that's the way it was. And then there are other times where you're playing poker a little bit, and you're like, you bluffing? Are you bluffing a little bit? It sounds like you're trying not to tell us what you got in your hand. And so when we asked him about the trade deadline, very general and vague, and we could do something or we could not do something. We could, he said, does the effect on the field from this past week affect us wanting to go do something? No. Would anything affect it? No. Does our team, just was kind of in a couple different directions there, to the point that it made my read of it was, that sounds like somebody who might be up to something at some point.
So,
or is just interested. He's feeling. It struck me that he was feeling a little proactive.
So you do what I call the Lieutenant Caffey.
Mm-hmm.
In A Few Good Men.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry's Colonel Jessup.
Yeah.
And you just got him on there asking questions. Here's the log. Why did Santiago need protection? So that's what you do. And you just try to lead him into there, and you hope you get the code red. I did that like 2 years ago about Jimmy in the Ring of Honor when he wasn't putting him in. And next thing you know, it's not about Jimmy sniveling. And then, he went off on that. So I got him to go through there. Now, several people tried it because we had that car wash at training camp. And so everybody's lined up in there. So I was just like letting people go. And then I just kind of just said, Jerry, I like you. Positive. Jerry, I like you. But you and Jimmy? What's going on? This seems very petty. And then we got him to go to the code red.
Well, and I didn't even have to, I wasn't fluffing up a question or anything.
But he knew this was coming.
Yeah, no, because what we've done is everybody has asked him about the trade deadline recently, and his answer on it has been, "We're open for business. We're always open for business." That's the general line that we've gotten, and I knew if we asked him about the trade deadline, he would just say, "We're open for business." So the way I asked it to him was, I said, what do you need to see from your team that takes you from we're open for business to I need to go get somebody to put this over the top? And that's when he said, in fact, the answer he gave was, I don't know that to actually affect a trade, that what we see over the next few weeks is the most important ingredient as to how there might be a trade. They'll probably, if there was a trade, it will be because it fits us, and to fit, it's got to be a reason why the player would leave that we're interested in going forward with. And I mean, just was kind of going it'd have to be this, and all these little caveats where it was man, it just makes me wonder, are you just trying to not let us see that you're getting a little excited?
I think he's because I perused the quotes.
All right.
And then I couldn't figure out what they meant. And so I came to this conclusion that he's not really sure what he wants to do. And a lot of it will determine what they do on Sunday against Denver.
So
can they win and win 2 in a row? And then I don't care that it's the Cardinals and maybe it's Kyler Murray, who's never lost at AT&T or whatever. You got to figure you're better than the Cardinals. And now all of a sudden you go, okay, if we can get to that, we got the Raiders coming up after the bye. I can paint a scene where all of a sudden we're 6-3-1. Let's go get it.
You beat the Broncos. You beat the Broncos this week. You've done something you haven't done in a longer time than the last time you won a Super Bowl. You won a Super Bowl more recently than you beat the Broncos.
Wow.
Oof. In Denver.
In fact, no. Beat the Broncos, period. The last time you beat the Broncos in Denver was before you had won a title with the triplets. It was the 92 regular season.
Broncos in Denver was 92. And
hard place to win, man.
It was Tommy Maddox rotating every other snap.
Murphy.
Yep.
Black Sean from Virginia.
So, tough place. Tough place.
A lot of history there. I'm just saying, if
they
you
won that one at the buzzer.
If you walk in to Denver and you play the Broncos team that Jerry hasn't seen them beat in 30 years, and you do it with your guy Schottenheimer and your guy Dak
against Sean Payton, the guy
going against Sean Payton, he may be floating home.
Okay, so Clarence Hill said on Channel 5 with me,
really,
Sunday, you have to do something. You have to do something. He's putting Jerry out there. And I just said, I don't know. And I said, I'm not touching one of these ones. Okay, I'm not doing it. Some of the players that people
You're not doing it.
No,
there's no player that would make you trade a first round pick.
Yeah, but I already traded him, so that's the only guy. And they ain't coming back. So
he ain't walking through that locker room.
He
door?
ain't walking through that door. It's not an offer that's going to be made.
Okay, never say
so.
No, man.
So no. Now, would I move a 2?
If you move a 2, you'll move a 1.
No. The ones have too much value. First off, that's 5-year deal. 5-year deal and cost control. And if you're going to, let's say, pay George Pickens and Brandon Aubrey, I've got less room. So I need these picks because I need to get some players, and most likely defensive players, under control and get the highest rated guys I can, even if I take a 1 and I parlay that down and trading it down in the second round and getting more assets. But I'm not moving a 1 at all. There's no player out here that you're going to be able to move because, oh, by the way, when you move them, they're going to have a big old contract. Whoever's giving him, he's going to give you a dude who's going to have a high number that they're trying to get rid of.
Okay.
So I would say no to giving up a 1. We won't talk 2s or 3s. Ain't got no 3, but hey.
I would be willing to give up a 1 if you're telling me, I think these next couple weeks are going to be big for them. So as it stands right now, and you look at the makeup of the roster and the way they're playing, I look at it and I say, I need players on all 3 levels of the defense I can make an argument that, but here's what I'm saying. I need players on all three levels of the defense. If over the next 2 to 3 weeks you look at it and go, okay, Overshown is healthy. Okay, there's my linebacker. Clowney's starting to look like he may be knocking off the rust, and Ezeraku feels like he's getting closer. If you feel like Ezeraku and Clowney are now contributing in a way they didn't in the first 6 weeks,
You're hoping.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if you start seeing that it's going that direction.
That's not a good strategy.
It is not. But here's
especially around here.
Here's what I'm saying. If you feel like that, now we're talking about okay, now giving up a single piece might be to get a difference maker in the secondary, and you feel like you've improved on the other 2 levels of the defense. If I can do that, if I can find a fire sale,
don't do it, Bobby.
Then in a league that is very vulnerable right now, there are no great teams in this league this year. There's nobody that you just go, I can see him in the Super Bowl.
You've been hanging with Clarence.
No. This is
drinking with Clarence.
No.
Smoking cigars with Clarence.
No. Here's the thing. That offense can compete with anybody.
Yes.
If the defense can get you by.
I just feel like, and it's just me, they're not one player away.
Right. That's why I said it would have to be over the next few weeks. You get evidence that it's Overshown, Clowney, Ezeraku, guys like that falling into place for you.
And when you talk about, okay, you mentioned defensive backs. I just don't know of a defensive back out there that's possibly going to be available that I'd give up a 1 for right now. And if that guy is out there, what is it going to cost me to get that particular player? And when I get that player, how does it also say my cap number prevent me from trying to re-sign Pickens and also Aubrey? I mean, these 2 guys, Aubrey and Pickens, are going to cost you.
I agree. There's the safety position inherently, especially for a team like this that does not like to spend capital that high, even drafting safeties typically, much less giving them for veterans who they also then have to pay. What I'll say is, if you look at, find one of these teams that you feel like is maybe in fire sale mode, and if you talk to them and they say, we have this safety, but we also have this other defender on one of the other 2 levels, and it's a 1, and you're getting 2 players back potentially.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break because Jacques just put something in my face over here that's going to make me shout. A 1 for him?
No.
Not even doing it too.
No, not just for him.
Because you know what, man? Deion Sanders is not walking through that door, people. Okay? It's not going to be anything like that.
Nah, who's been Mr. Negative?
It's not. It's just not. Not.
Let's ask Melissa about that.
You all been hanging out here. You going to put something out here
passive.
too?
That's a different question.
Let me see that.
That is a different question.
Oh, that's a different question.
You know what, man?
That's a different question.
I'm just saying, if you're looking at maximizing your capital, if you're looking at maximizing your capital, find a team that is willing to play ball with you on maybe multiple people
and some barbecue.
The great Bill Parcells once when people talk about quarterbacks, it's not like you call 1-800-dial a quarterback. Okay,
yeah.
You guys out there trying to dial 1-800-dial a defensive player that's gonna make some impact on our team. Come on, guys. All right. Anyway, that's just me. We take a break. Bobby, Jacques. Now you guys got me on Team Negative. I'm Newy Scruggs, Media Mash from DallasCowboys.com.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. That, along with all our other favorite Tyson Foods products, sure make game day special. Score some delicious Tyson Cowboys Nuggets and become a game day star, just like our Cowboys. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16. It is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Back to Media Mash.
Tostitos team bags are back. You get the official chip of the Dallas Cowboys at your local team store, available for a limited time. Scan the QR code. There you go, Bobby. Visit FritoLayExperiences.com for a chance to win epic experiences all season long. And this fool is opening up.
Can I open them?
Yeah. There's some dip.
Beam, is that good marketing to open them?
Yeah.
You can open them if you want. I got some in here.
One lucky Cowboys fan will win an epic game experience and get to be a part of the Cowboys Thanksgiving Day traditions, courtesy.
Now that's a tasty chip. That's how you do it, Newy. Want some talk?
No, thank you though.
Hey, that's all good. I'm good.
Okay, fine. More for
you.
I mean, because we're
You
trying
can
to
take that one home.
because we're trying to talk right now. So all right. Cowboys getting ready to go to Denver. They've got the day off. The window's opening up for Cooper Beebe, their starting center, Damarian Overshown, linebacker who can help them out, and Jonathan Mingo. Jay Mingo is going to be on the 53-man roster. He's here. I asked Shotty yesterday about why. See, boy, I tell you, man, you always just negative, man. I'm trying to sit up here and give you possibilities. Okay? Possibilities. So,
I like Flanoy.
all right, you can like Flanoy. But Bobby and Nick are trying to get rid of Jalen Tolbert. They're trying to trade Jalen Tolbert.
Let me. I should be.
Oh, Mingo in too?
No. Mingo's under contract for next year. Jalen Tolbert's not under contract.
I feel like so. Yeah, I think it's context matters.
Yes.
One, there has been a disappointment with Tolbert to this point. Tolbert would say he's been disappointed in the way things have played out for him so far these first 4 years. He is expiring. They're not bringing him back after this year. I would not believe. Like you've already got a room that you've invested capital in. There's just space questions there. And the fact that I think you should even investigate looking into it is because somebody out there is going to look at it and go, that's a guy who caught 50 passes and 7 touchdowns last year. Mm-hmm. We could operate with that in our receiver room right now.
Would you trade it? Oh, I'm sorry.
But I think that, to me, it's just what's available for him here. Like I think it would just do everybody some good to just say, let's find something that may work for everybody the rest of the way, and then you can enter free agency next year.
So that's why because we're doing the media mash and just keep going through it. Okay, so Mingo, who had some nice moments in training camp before he got hurt, never played with Dak Prescott.
Nice moments in training camp and a cup of coffee get you a bus ticket to somewhere.
They're going to have an issue.
Or you can be Jamil Showers.
On Jamil got to catch it straight, man.
That's a name for the past. I did not have him on my bingo card.
So somebody's going to be wearing the salute to service shirt on the sideline and the sweatshirt on Sunday. Is it Flanoy? Is it Mingo? Who's going to be there? If you're also trying to move Jalen Tolbert, you're going to need him. He's going to need to play. But Mingo is going to be here.
Yeah, this isn't even about. This isn't
you look toward. Let me finish. Right. As you look towards 26 and you write down the roster: CeeDee Lamb, Turpin, Flanoy, Mingo. Pickens may not be here. Tolbert most likely won't be here. That's all I'm saying.
Pickens will be here.
There's a. It's not even about who the players are specifically. There reaches a point where you have such a log jam that you start evaluating and going like, is this the best use of resources? Like, is somebody just wearing that salute to service shirt or being, off the roster on the practice squad because they needed a roster spot, so they give it, is that a valuable use of it? If you feel like you've got enough guys in the room that you like. And that's the thing, is that I think they've got enough guys that in the room that they like, have invested in, want to find out about things like that it makes sense to just say, we should find something to do with one of these guys other than just put them out in the free. Now, it didn't work out, but years ago, the Cowboys did this with a defensive back at the end of training camp, that they were full on corners. They went ahead, made a trade.
Who's got a concussion right now?
Yep, made a trade, and that was when they did that. When they traded him, the rest of that year they liked their corner room. It was a good corner room that year, but it was just like, hey, holding on to this just seems unnecessary. Use one of these pieces instead of just having it sit there. Go use it to do something else, and that's kind of how I think the approach to receiver would make sense.
Anyway, Mingo is somebody I'd just say, man, just see where it goes, man.
I think they have a better idea. I think they believe with more certainty they know what some of these other guys like Tolbert can give them and what they are than they know about Mingo. So I think to them it's like, at least there's something for us to investigate here.
And he's under contract, not going anywhere, Jacques Taylor. So you and Mr. Negativity out there, man, just letting you know. That's all. That's why I wanted to bring it up, and Shotty spoke about it a little bit. So let's see where it goes, because it's a long season. You never know who else gets hurt, what could happen out there. You might need it. And then you could sit back here and say, boy, they talked about that on the media, man.
That's one of the other arguments people always give you. They say, don't be so quick to trade away depth either, because injuries are going to hit you.
Right. 17-game season. And when you start to think about the last half of the season, the Cowboys have the toughest schedule in the National Football League. Some of the teams they got to face out here in the back, it's hard, man. You got the Chargers, you got the Chiefs, you got the Lions. You still have to go to the Commanders on Christmas Day. I don't care that you just beat the bejesus out of them. It's still no fun going to travel and work on Christmas Day. And because you got to get there Christmas Eve for the Christmas Day game. So, I mean,
I know. I've done that a few times.
I have not.
That's because you're the sports director behind your name.
And Bobby, let me know how it goes.
I'll tell you a great story after we get off.
We're already trying to figure out, okay, are we going to also coordinate it to where we're doing Christmas in D.C.? And so we're already having to figure out plans.
What time's the game?
3:25.
Oh, they got the you can't get avoided game.
Yeah,
you can't get home.
Yeah, no, you're there. You're there.
You know what y'all should do?
It's noon. I'm sorry, noon on Netflix.
Oh, so you got this. You can get home. You can get home
for Christmas night.
Noon on Netflix.
Or
let's go
back in one of those years, the Cowboys played New Orleans on Christmas Eve.
Oh, baby, you stay in New Orleans. That's an easy one.
No, man, Jerry sent the plane back for the beat writers. Yes.
You can't take that. That's against journalistic integrity.
Why you think I'm telling it 25 years later? Because the bosses didn't know. Took the plane back. And I was not the only beat writer on there. Everybody else can speak for themselves.
So you all gave Jerry a check for the plane, right?
Shook his hand and thanked him.
I would like to say that I would never be involved in such a thing, NFL, if you're listening.
Took the jet back.
Okay.
Had cocktails on the jet, too.
All right, Bobby, also speaking on Gerald Wayne, Gerald Wayne Jones, George Pickens. He spoke after the game about Pickens and, hey, aging should be a problem. But the price tag keeps going up for this young man after every game he plays. And Dak Prescott, and I asked Dak last Thursday, hey, you go to Jerry and you say something to him? He's like, yeah, I will. If they're going to get the best out of Dak Prescott, they need to have these two players. In my opinion.
Now here's the only question. Here's the only question. You have nobody can know except the people involved.
Okay.
Do you think you will get this George Pickens after you get paid?
That's a very good and fair question.
That's what I'm saying.
And this is one where you have to rely on your head coach and your quarterback to go to them to say, what are we seeing? What do we think will change? It's kind of like Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens was happy for half a second when they paid him, but then when he thought he wasn't getting his money, he acted.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you talk about whether he's going to get a long-term deal or whether he's going to get franchised, some players you franchise them and they go, oh, I'll take that money, no problem. And some players like, why you disrespecting him?
Okay, then
and you have to know which one he is.
The agent's not exactly doing that with his people.
This is an organization that over the years has had concerns about paying somebody. They ultimately do it, and it's been fine. They've had other instances of zero concerns about paying somebody, and then they pay him, and they go, "Oh, it's a different player. It's a different person now in the locker room." And it's one of those things where I don't know how much you will be able to see it in advance. I think that George Pickens seems genuinely happy here. and seems genuinely upbeat here. I also think George Pickens has never been a guy who's afraid to show you how he feels about something or to talk to you about how he feels about something. So, I mean, I think that personality type that he is, he's the kind of guy that, to me, I would actually not have concerns about, because I would say, I think he's going to be that guy regardless, because that's who he's always been.
We don't know these guys. We don't know. All we can go by is what we see as Parcells used to say. That's why I would say, what is the head coach saying? What is the quarterback saying? And what is more importantly, what's my position coach saying? What are we seeing? Because it's always a gamble. It's always a gamble. And can you be deceived and fooled? Yes. Yes, it happens. But I know what I've seen so far makes me say, I'll take that opportunity. I'll take the chance. Because
I think he makes the quarterback better. He makes CD better. He makes the offense better.
He's
that deep ball's starting to click. That was not clicking the first 2 weeks. It's hitting now.
And so I had asked him last week. I said, "Are you on point with that? Where you guys can look at each other and you just have this chemistry?" He said, "Not yet. We're seeing
it's getting there.
Yeah, we're seeing them get that." And so I go back to this one thing, Jacques, and I'll let you go. When I think about Peyton Manning, who is an excellent talent in himself, that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. But Bill Polian always made sure he had targets. He walks in here, there's Marvin Harrison. They draft Reggie Wayne. They use a first-round pick on Anthony Gonzalez, the wide receiver. They use a first-round pick on Dallas Cowboys, the tight end. They use first-round picks on Edgerrin James, and and the kid Donald from Connect. They kept putting talent around him, and he kept on putting up numbers. What have we seen from Dak Prescott this year? Boy, wow. Instead of CDs and the maybes, it's CD and Pickens and a rejuvenated Ferguson, and this guy's playing at another level. Why would you not keep it going?
No, that's and I think from Georgia's perspective, you didn't spend your entire career with a bunch of buster quarterbacks. Now you got a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to go somewhere where if you go somewhere where the quarterback is equally good, all right, but there's only a handful of those.
Mm-hmm. Right. And also the chemistry.
Yeah.
A lot people like Dak Prescott. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. It's a good dude. All right, let's end the show right there on a positive
note.
Thank you. On a positive.
See, you did it. You did it.
Finally, it took the whole show.
Professional broadcaster.
Once you opened up the bag of chips, everything just, you know what? People got happy.
Tostitos, bring the positivity.
That's right.
I like that tagline. I'm going to use it.
Yes, let's do that. Listen to Bobby Belt on 105.3 The Fan every morning. Jacques Taylor's working on a fantastic book. You're going to want to read it. I can't say much more than that, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to read it. I'm just merely Newy Scruggs. This is the Media Mash. Thanks, everybody involved. It's DallasCowboys.com.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!